Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. It's the week of April the 8th, 2021. The current character challenge is Red Lantern Hal Jordan. It's a 1-week repeat. Required characters are Bane, Joker, and Catwoman, who are all available in the store at silver, and bronze respectively at the cheapest level possible, which is a good entry point for newer players if they want to pick up a really good gold character for cheap. His passive is Red Lantern Rage, and it's described as special attacks and super move use health instead of power. And the second part is a limitation, not really ability. Red Lantern Hal Jordan cannot be healed. He's got attack of 950, which is Health is 1400, which is among the highest. He was last available almost a year ago, June 2020. And I think I've said this pretty much every time his name comes up, except for right at the beginning. He used to be amazing. And I think he's probably decent now. You can really make some use out of him, but it's hard to get so enthusiastic when you remember how good he used to be. We've actually got a video demonstrating what he was like before he was nerfed, and the link is in the description. And we've actually even got a pretty good playlist of all our Red Lantern Hal Jordan videos. So there's two ways he was nerfed. One is that once you've used his power, it takes a while for it to ramp back up to full 3 bars. He used to get his power back immediately. You did not need to wait until his power came back. So if it's not obvious, when you need to wait for his power to come back, he's not nearly as effective. Instead of being able to just rapid fire, boom, 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 special 2, wait, and while you're waiting, you're potentially vulnerable from your opponent. That's the first way. Second way he was nerfed, his special 2 used to do more than the stated damage, and now it does less than the stated damage. So it was never quite right. And he's still okay, and we've played with him a bunch. I think the best way to really take advantage of him is using the Astro Harness, because while he's invulnerable, he will not lose health to do a special. So the power bars will still come down. You can't do another super or a special 2 immediately, but he doesn't drop down in health. So it's basically a few extra free specials. John Stewart Green Lantern also does the same, because at the 10% health, he gives Red Lantern Hal Jordan or any of his teammates invulnerability. You can use gears to help revive, which also buys you a little bit more health and basically more power to do specials. So like Necron Scythe for revive if you knock somebody out. 2 pieces of the Fourth World gear set for revive because you're getting the 2 out of 3 gears bonus. The other sort of thing that you can do, which is not doesn't save his health, but it means that you can usually get an extra special 2 out of it. If you augment his health only a little bit, special 2 takes 20% health no matter what your health is. If his health doesn't easily divide into, or isn't easily divisible by 5, and there's a remainder, you can end up with 1 health after doing 5 special 2s, so you'll still survive. You get the 5th special. If you don't do it right and it brings him down to 0, then you've just knocked yourself out. You can also use the Merciless's shield on Taggin, because it will prioritize, the passive prioritizes using up the shield before using up his health. But from a practical point of view, the amount of shield that you can get up isn't going to be very much. It isn't enough to really take advantage of Red Lantern's passive, and tagging in really kills a lot of time, so you're looking at relatively slow fights if that's what you're going to rely on. All right, that was the challenge. This week's multiplayer reward is Blackest Night Flash, exactly as we expected. Passive is Black Flash. When resurrected, Blackest Night Flash returns with 100% health. Basic attacks against the Flash have a 10% chance to miss and leave the attacker open to counterattack. Instead of taking damage, all Blackest Night teammates gain health and power from enemy DOTs or damage over times. He was last available September 2020, and it looks like we're back on track with the 14th week in a row into the established schedule after a quick interruption 14 weeks ago. If the pattern holds, next week should be Ibistic. However, the interruption 14 weeks ago was when Ibistic replaced what should have been Motherbox in December 2020. So if we get Ibistic again, it'll be a little quicker than it normally would be on the schedule, but so we'll see. 6th season, I think, of Blackest Night Flash. So there should be plenty of legitimate Elite 10s if that's the level of cards you're facing in multiplayer. And he's got 3 abilities in his passive. And it's not... I don't think it's too controversial to say that each one would be good enough by itself as a passive for a gold card. So Resurrected, Blackest Night Flash returns with 100% health. So the resurrections you get with 4th World Gear set, with Necron Scythe, with Blackest Night Hawkgirl on your team, they typically only give you a portion of your health back. So 4th World Gear set maxes out at 31%, Necron Scythe 65%, Blackest Night Hawkgirl 20%. So with the right setup, if you do all of them, he can be resurrected with full health 3 times. So he gets the 100 that he starts off with and a whole bunch of other health with the 3 revives. And based on his passive, if you get that extra boost from 31, 65, and 20 up to 100 each, you're getting an extra 184% of his health pool from just that part of his passive. The basic attacks against a Flash with a 10% chance to miss, that's not particularly new, but his passive is the first one that gives you a relatively large window where your opponent is stunned and you have a really huge opening to land an unblocked attack. So that would be unbalancing if it weren't for the fact that it's only a 10% chance. But if that were the only thing he did, that'd still be pretty good. Then there's the last ability of his passive, which makes him probably the most dangerous because it's a really strong defensive passive. It's enough even just to be immune from damage over time, but the fact that Flash and his teammates gain health from damage over time and gains power, that puts the passive right over the top. Great character. It's almost a shame that a big part of it is mostly defensive, except maybe that chance of the opponent missing, it is defensive, but it gives you a really good offensive opening. In the store, Batman Ninja Lord Joker Pack. It's $25 Canadian. It includes 100,000 credits. It is probably a clue to next week's challenge. And as we like to say with most of these packs, it's not worth it. It doesn't unlock for promotion with credits. There's a good chance he's going to be available free next week just from completing the challenge. So most of the time, I mean, very rarely are these particular packs not a prelude to next week's challenge. So you're almost certainly better off waiting until next week and getting a copy for free, which also unlocks in the store so you can promote him with credits and not more money. The other new pack this week is the Justice League pack, also $25 Canadian. You get Superman, Aquaman, and Regine Wonder Woman. It's not the best formulation of the Justice League. I think the one that we've got with New 52 Wonder Woman, Injustice 2 Aquaman, and Flashpoint Batman is probably the best. Because what you get stuck with on this team is Superman, who you can get with in-store credits. Sorry, you can get in the store with power credits. Regine Wonder Woman, same. She's unlocked from the very beginning of the game. And Aquaman, who's a challenge character. So maybe it would be useful if there was a challenge that required Aquaman. But yeah, I would save my money for a different pack. I mean, in theory, $25 for 3 gold characters is good. Not that good. And our Survivor is League of Assassins gear until the 21st of April, 2021. Phantom Zone is still finished. Fight 62 is still broken. And last weekend's breakthrough was, as expected, Sinestro, Green Arrow, and Scorpion. So this coming weekend's is probably Joker, Nightwing, and Darkseid. We've got a link in our description to a thread, a subreddit, Devlin16, that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. And so moving on to current glitches. Remember, every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the I in the top right corner of this video. We are Android 9.0 only, so we can only confirm these glitches for Android 9. If you're on iOS or you're on Android 10 or higher, we've got a few comments from viewers that we've cut and pasted, and we're going to mention those that might be helpful, but again, we can't test them and confirm them. So if we start... did I say spoiler alert? Spoiler alert, nothing's changed. We're going to start with the significant not working glitches. There is no working glitch for credits. There was one before this update that people were using that involved 2 devices, 1 account. We talk about this in a little bit more detail about why we're not endorsing it, Season 6, Episode 9. Mainly it's because of the risk of having your account banned. Glitch for getting repeated multiplayer season rewards is not working. The glitch for getting it early is not working. Getting through Phantom Zone, if Phantom Zone were around this week, also not working. And the glitch that used to get the free energy without having to watch the video, they've actually patched that. So it was working at the time they took away the button to watch the video, and they patched it in the time between then and bringing it back. So now we get to working glitches. So remember, those videos in the eye, those are all tutorials. So they explain in detail what you're supposed to do, what you need to watch out for, and how to exploit those glitches. The challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working, confirmed on the current Red Lantern Hal Jordan challenge. Remember that it removes Phantom Zone progress too. So when Phantom Zone comes back, keep that in mind. It's very easy to get in the habit of resetting the challenge and forget that the Phantom Zone progress is, and the crystals, much more time and much more work to get through, and you don't want to waste that. Comment, cut and pasted into the description from viewer Tanmay Kakde, that if you're on Android 10 or higher and you're having trouble doing the challenge reset because you need to re-download more than a gig of data, there's a discussion about which files you want to move around so you don't have to delete them, and then you can just move them around and move them back after you've done the reset. Saves on data. And we've also cut and pasted a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge for iOS. Not sure if that still works in the current update 3.4. It'd be nice if somebody could comment about that. Breakthrough glitch to let you play repeatedly, still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. Good for packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. Basically a way to spend your credits on a random pack and get a refund on your credits if you don't like what you get. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Excuse me. Always remember, bring your countdown clock back to normal before you finish so you don't screw it up for events that rely on the clock. And then finally, in between not working and working glitches, there's a promotion glitch that used to let you promote characters that were still locked. Conditions haven't been right since update 2.14, which feels like forever. So it hasn't failed us yet, but the conditions haven't been back yet. So because of a technicality, I guess it's still staying in the current glitches playlist. And we'll remove it when it fails us for the first time when it should have been working. And that's it. So this is where we thank all the people who've been supporting us on Patreon. And that is specifically Console Peasant and Edwoon at the top tier last word, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo, who are supporting us on the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 241, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.